Ladies and gentlemen, you might want to fasten your seatbelts right about now because it looks like that we got another mystery on our hands. You do not have to subscribe, you do not have to like the video. We're gonna be jumping into it right now because our very first video is about this sighting that was found on Google Maps, and allegedly they're saying it's a crash UFO retrieval. And UFO Sightings Daily actually made a really solid on this one. Check this roll.
Kind of interesting. It looks to me like it's in Algeria in the Sahara Desert.
Wait for it.
Now, what's it doing out there? Well, I believe this to be either a UFO that crashed there recently, and I'll prove to you by looking at earlier photos, or this could be a UFO that's being dug up, an ancient disc.
It looks like that somebody dropped the donut, man. Like
found buried deep, over 10 meters deep below the surface of the Sahara Desert.
That is deep.
Now let's measure this. Okay, you can see the size right there. Unbelievable. That's just something, isn't it? And now let's measure this direction, and it's pretty close to coming out the same. Look at that. Put in meters and feet,
20,
so compare and contrast. But that is just amazing. About
64 feet. You gotta be flipping my flapjacks, man.
60 feet across. And it looks like, if you look very carefully, it's near a city, near some very old city areas, and it's in the Sahara Desert.
But if this is really a crash UFO, was it like a female alien pilot or a male alien pilot? We want to know, man.
The local city that's closest is called the Alizi, and it's kind of interesting. It's very small. Looks like it's just a few thousand people, but this object didn't exist. Now, I'm going to show you the history earlier so you can compare. Well, this was just a water tank. Oh, this is just a balloon. I want you to compare and look at the older photos. See where my cursor is? I'm going to click on that and go back about 10 years. Now we're going a little earlier.
2006.
Nothing. There's nothing there, guys. There's nothing there. This is a crash recovery. It looks like they scanned the area and found it deep under the ground. Look, it's just...
Okay, so 9/20/23, so September of 2023, it was there. And I also went down to the coordinates myself, right, just to double check that too. And yeah, it is, guys, it seems like something is there. But is it like really a crash UFO? Hard to say, right? It does look like one. I mean, yeah. Look at that. I mean, dang, it does look like that. And it seems like that there's a car, and it seems like that they just made like an entire like base around it. But if this is a base around it, it's quite a lame base, because normally you would see all the military dudes and they would on top like cover it up, like entirely cover it up. But seems like that they forgot. Maybe they were on a budget. Man, maybe they were on a budget.
Just suddenly there. It's just suddenly there, guys. This isn't something that they were planning to build as a farm or as a solar city or some kind of factory. This is a crashed UFO being recovered from underground. Now let's see how deep it is underground. Let's measure the cliffside here that they've dug out. Okay, check this out. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that depth. Guys, can you imagine digging that far in your backyard, finding a 60-foot UFO? Come on, guys. And it looks like that UFO.
Now, I would say this is intriguing, and you know, we're on to something here, but this may not be a UFO, but it's something. It is something for sure, and it is on the Google Maps, so it definitely is legit. Not saying it's a UFO or a crash UFO, but yeah, something is going on here, right? It looks like that they dug this up this deep, and they found something here. Now, what exactly is this? Is this like a chocolate chip cookie? Is it like a donut? Is it a UFO? Did an alien female pilot crash landed it? Or was it a male pilot all along that was just drunk? Nobody knows, okay?
The top surface is not so smooth and everything, like it's been beaten the crap out of when it crash landed. I assume it crash landed. If it didn't fly off, it obviously had something wrong with it. And it does look like some rips and tears there. Look at the bumps and surfaces there. That just looks like a crashed UFO in Algeria, the Sahara Desert. Oh my God.
Or maybe they detained the alien pilot license for flying the UFO, and now he's like, bro, I follow the rules. I don't have my pilot license no more, so I ain't gonna fly that no more, son. But check this, roll it.
Heard of the Stargate project?
The Stargate project is different than Project Stargate?
It is. The Stargate project, they are building the largest AI data center in the world right now in
it's different,
Texas.
okay.
Right, yeah.
OpenAI. It takes up like 1,200 acres or something. It's going to contain 400,000 GPU chips. I'm like, why are you guys naming it Stargate? But apparently, occult symbolism of the Stargate often refers to a gateway between the physical and spiritual realm, a connection to higher intelligence, divine beings, or even fallen angels. And so the conspiracy, naming it Stargate, is that AI could become the channel for disembodied entities.
What does that mean?
Demon.
Okay, forget the entities. I just want to see the titties pause.
Demons, yeah. Everything we've talked about AI being like, is it an ancient thing? But now they're building the largest data center for AI to be able to power 100-fold of what AI can do now.
I guess I still just don't understand how it just can't be turned off.
Well, did you hear how it was trying to self-preserve itself? Even with OpenAI ChatGPT, they're like, we're going to basically update your version. And then
okay, let me just finish it.
GPT backed itself up on another platform, like its code and stuff, but it was actively lying to the coders to where it could self-preserve itself.
But why don't we force it off?
That's what they did, but it preserved itself, and they don't really know how. And now we're talking about
That is insane. It's as though it realized that, hey, they're about to kill me, man. They're about to kill me, so I need to, you know, lie and preserve myself, find a way to save myself, to protect myself, right? That is crazy. And I did indeed make a video on the AI situation, and we had the top CEOs that were behind and that are still behind the development of AI. They are saying there's a 50% chance of extinction. Their words, not mine. I will definitely link you that video in the pinned comment as well. And the AI stuff is getting pretty nutty out here, man. Check this, roll it.
Back in February 2021, David tried out the Randonautica app again. This time it pointed him and his mate Dan toward a forest near a prison. Oddly enough, they'd been there months before.
It's really weird because it actually took us to these woods a while ago. 5-6 months ago. So there's literally footprints in and out of it, but it is a public. Guys and girls, it's absolutely freezing here as well. I'm not even joking.
Right.
The thing with these maps, there's a thing with these maps.
Nah, those are like squirrel paws out there. Those small little squirrels, you know, those cute little squirrel.
It's literally like.
The forest was freezing, dark and eerie. They followed the trail and quickly found signs they weren't alone. Then this happened.
Okay, so they found human or something else.
There's someone over there. There is.
Yeah. Hey, what you doing out here, Holmes? Okay, what's going on?
That ain't a chainsaw, Dan. Huh? That's not a chainsaw. Hey?
Yo, he got the chainsaw.
Dan, run!
Oh, he got the chainsaw out here. Yeah. He's right behind her. What?
Fuck leg.
What the hell? Holy.
Where the fuck were they?
Yeah, get to the car. Open the door and close the door right after. He did not come. Okay. That is crazy. So the dude was rolling in the chainsaw real quick though. I almost forgot. Before I forget, I need to shout out you guys for being members on the channel. Shout out to Nikki for becoming the brand new member on the channel. Salute. Shout out to you, and also shout out to you guys for dropping the super thanks as well. Appreciate it. Gang. You know what's up. Let's get back to it. Roll it.
Mate, we were standing in there.
They were afraid it was some psycho with a chainsaw. Later, they wondered
What? It is, bro. It is some psycho. What we talking?
if it could have been a quad bike instead. Either way, they weren't sticking around to find out. They bolted to the car and called the police, who told them to stay away. They never found out who was out there or what their intentions were.
It felt like that he was not running with a chainsaw.
A hiker was strolling through the forest in India
least.
when he heard an odd bird call and started filming. He wasn't expecting what came next.
What came next?
A tiger suddenly burst out of the bushes, sprinting straight at him. The hiker froze, but instead of attacking, the tiger dashed past, missing him by inches.
So
when
the
he
tiger
watched
did
the
not
clip
come back?
later, it was clear how close he came to death.
E.
If that tiger had wanted him, there would have been no chance.
For
A group of campers recorded something strange in the mountains. Both locals and visitors have seen a glowing orange disc floating in the sky.
Yeah, them twats, them aliens though, them UFO bastards though.
It's not your typical UFO. This
Right.
one doesn't look solid, but more like a flickering light hovering above the rugged terrain. People say its glow shifts, sometimes bright, sometimes dim, giving it an almost otherworldly feel.
Right.
Is it a natural phenomenon unique to the Andes, or some kind of reflection coming from deep within the mountains? To this day,
Nah, I wouldn't say reflection. Either it's the real deal or it's just a fake AI video. That's what I would say. Or it's just a CGI'd or Photoshop, right? That's what I would say, but it does not look like a reflection. But it's on par with, but definitely unique looking. I have not seen anything like that before. But on par with the New Jersey drone situation, right? In between, we had like the drones, of course. We had the plasmoids and also the orbs. This one does not look like a UFO, of course, like he said. But that would be the first answer. It does look like the orb, I guess you would call it, right?
no one knows.
No one knows.
A person woke up in their rented cabin in the woods when they spotted this. A huge insect clinging to the netted door. At first glance, it looked like a mosquito, but
Bro,
its gigantic
sleeping?
size didn't match.
Move,
Some believe
bro.
it might be a cranefly, a harmless insect often mistaken for a mosquito. But again, this one seemed
Yo, it's way bigger than a mosquito, man. Come on, what are we talking, bro?
way too large. They posted it online, hoping someone could help identify the eerie insect.
And it's not
And
even
the
moving.
rest of their trip suddenly didn't feel as peaceful as planned, knowing these kinds of insects were roaming around the cabin. A man was camping when he spotted an unusually bright light coming from the sky. He took out his phone and began recording.
Yeah. Mom! Get the camera! It's almost as though it's playing that, you know that there's like a snake game, I don't know the name of it, but yeah, it looks like a snake game, right? Yeah, looks like them alien twats be playing those snake games with us. No, that's definitely is a bizarre one. This gotta be a phenomenon, man. There's no way like this is I guess UAP. You wouldn't call it. I mean, officially and technically you can call it a UAP because it means unidentified aerial phenomenon. So it's definitely that. But does that mean alien? No, probably not. Or perhaps, I mean, it's very hard to say. But what is that?
It didn't look like anything natural, yet it wasn't clearly artificial either. People are left wondering, was it a UFO, some strange natural phenomenon, or something else we don't yet understand?
And I don't think we
Around
will.
5 a.m., Lean stepped outside to take out the trash. As he turned back toward his house in the forest, he noticed something near the window. He grabbed his camera to record until he realized it was something terrifying.
Oh crap,
Casi
okay.
las 5
It's
de la
almost 5
mañana,
a.m. 5 de
salí
mañana.
a tirar la basura
I wanted to take the garbage in.
y se escucha...
Yeah. What's that? Yo, it got them.
hijo de puta?
Yeah, la puta la. Yo, puta madre. Yo, it got like them toes out there. Yo, not even toes, I mean, like fingers, right? Is that the nose? Yo, move, son. If it moves, I'm a bust. Oh crap. It's moving slowly. What the hell is that? How is the door closing? How is the window closing? It's like almost a shadow. You know, there was the latest Marvel movie that was pretty big on shadows. It gives me that vibe, bro.
Panicked, Lean rushed back inside, heart racing. He searched every room, every corner, but nothing. No sign of anyone. Whatever he saw, it was gone. At least to the eye.
Yeah. Suspect.
A hiker was walking through the woods when he stumbled upon an old, broken structure. But it was what he found inside that left him most confused.
Uh-oh. It's that dragon. Okay, right here, and it does look like one. Probably gotta be a snake with these two antennas popping out.
It wasn't a normal snake. It had two large, menacing horns on its head and fins right under its mouth.
Oh crap, yeah.
It looked like a tiny dragon, but without legs. When the video started spreading online, some believed it might be a prehistoric creature or an unknown species. Others were more skeptical, saying it had to be fake. So, who knows?
Or perhaps it just had like simple abnormalities when it was born, you know what I'm saying? Just like us humans, when some babies have abnormalities, right? So it could be one of that. You never know, just trying to put one and one together, man. Could be that.
Some kids stumbled upon old VHS tapes from their camping trips while going through their late parents' belongings and decided to watch them. One of the tapes showed some strange footage. It made them believe their parents might have captured angels on film. They wondered why their parents never shared it before. The footage feels authentic and convincing, but whether it actually shows angels is still up for debate.
I mean, it's hard to say what it is. Perhaps like there were some uncles there barbecuing, and perhaps like that's the smoke coming out. Oh crap, what?
A Reddit user is still up for debate.
Nah, that gotta be them angels, man. That gotta be them angels, bro.
A Reddit user shared that their aunt passed away in early 2022. Before she died, she and a few other aunts had a tradition. They'd meet every Friday to drink and catch up. Same time, same spot. After her passing, something strange happened. One Friday, the Ring camera captured a photo at their usual gathering place. No one was there, but the image showed a faint figure where she used to sit.
Right.
No one knows what it really was, but for the family, it felt like she came back, just to be part of one more Friday night.
Yeah, just one more, huh? That's sad though.
Dennis
Rest
and
in
Tim,
peace.
paranormal investigators behind Nerve Paranormal, decide to spend the night inside a notoriously haunted house.
There we go, man. There we go. Let's get it, man. Finally, man. Finally. It is currently 1 in the morning while I'm recording this one. Yeah, let's get to it, man.
They set up cameras and placed a tape recorder in the room to capture any strange sounds.
Hopefully something
Not long
goes
after,
crazy.
they noticed something lurking in the corner of one of the rooms.
There was something like a shadow in the corner?
Я тебе что хочу сказать?
What do I want to say? Look?
Смотри.
Look? I close this thing.
Still, they pushed forward with their plan and tried to get some rest. But the night didn't go as planned.
Rest?
Ну все, в принципе.
I'll fall asleep and have a rest? I don't know after all this.
Something immediately began interfering with their equipment.
That's not good. That's not good. And it's flickering now? Bruh.
Another camera caught something disturbing inside their room.
Repeated banging. And they were fast asleep, huh?
Despite the disturbances, they managed to sleep until
But where is that entity or entity? Where is the entity?
This
I want to
happened.
see the. Oh, then this happened. Okay. Oh. Hey! 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 Wake the hell up, bro.
Whatever haunted that house clearly wasn't going to let them rest. As this
Man, it wasn't even that freaky. It's just the audio. Like, you know, all of a sudden when the door opens, it's just loud boom that did it. But it wasn't even that scary, bro.
person was hiking
There was probably another one of their partner that just kicked the door down, and everybody's like, "Yo, entity, ghost, demon,
something
aliens."
strange passed by. A cloud, unusually low to the ground, hovered just ahead of them. Unlike the others floating high above, this one was darker, denser, and something odd seemed to be sticking out of it.
It's like something
Some
inside.
suggested it might have been hiding something, or being used as camouflage. Whatever it was, it left
I mean, whoever is using like the cloud as a camouflage, doing a piss poor job, because we caught you in 4K, Holmes. And this reminds me of that movie, Don't Look Up. Was it called Don't Look Up? But it was about like the UFO that would always sit in the. It was a horror movie, a horror UFO movie. The UFO would always sit in the cloud, and it would always try to hide itself and come out only when.
the
I won't
hiker
spoil it.
full of questions.
And he said something to the effect of, I don't want to alarm anyone, but the next war will be fought by vehicles that can go from pole to pole, you know, at extreme speeds. That's a
No.
famous quote. So essentially what we understand happened there, they went down prepared with what we had. Some things popped out of the water, cut one of the battleships in half, and essentially did so much damage in about 5 minutes that they were, oh, yeah, we don't know if we can keep doing this, and had to turn around. Now there is another incident that occurred with that. There was an air crew of a plane that was sent to fly over Antarctica to take a look at it. It was a flight crew that was all from Oklahoma, and there was a sort of a mysterious, you know, crash, or the vehicle failed or something. We're pretty sure they were shot right out of the sky. So there's a report on that, but of course it was, you know, oops, we had an accident, and this poor crew, you know, it was all guys from Oklahoma, died there. But we're pretty sure that that was also in line with that. So we know that somebody knew something and had the
I mean, of course, somebody knows something, man. Somebody knows something for sure.
hints and the rumors that there was something down there. What everybody knew at the time, I can't say for sure. But the goal was hopefully, let's get down there quick before they've really established themselves and they've got any kind of military buildup. But they had just enough ships. You know, it only takes a couple of ships with a death ray or a particle beam, you know, to fight a 1940s, you know, Navy ship.
Is he making the claim here that it was the Germans that did all this? That they were the ones making these crafts? I haven't seen this entire podcast, but that's what it sounds like he's trying to claim. That would certainly be an interesting twist if we find out after half a century that that's what's going on in Antarctica. It's just a bunch of German scientists and military personnel up there trying to hide out after World War II. And again, I haven't seen the full podcast to put this clip into context. That may not even be what he's implying, but
I just quickly though, what do you make of this? Of course, this was the very first clip that we started this video off with. If true, insane, but if true, why don't we have more like military personnel around here? Just something to think about, right? But did you see this video though? If not, click on this video on the screen and I'll see you right there, because apparently they actually caught one of the gray alien twat in it, and I'll see you right there.